Hello, Professor. So this is my virtual library. Um, Get all seven here. I don't like that I can't move these out of the way. They're not deletable. So if I want to get to one of the categories, I have to hit more. And whenever I click on anything else, then it goes away and I have to hit more again. But I only have so much time before I run out of time. So I guess I'll go over the books. This one was kind of boring. It was a little boring. This one, I wouldn't say it was my favorite, but I did enjoy some of the stuff I learned about it. I showed this to my partner, and she didn't like it at all. She said that it was inaccurate. She says the way they portray Afghanistan just makes it look like it's all just dirt and mountains, and she says they have uh, green plant life. They have beautiful lakes and grass, and they don't show it in these books. But they do show maps, and they show the amount of green is actually very small because a lot of it's torn up by war. So it makes sense to me. But she says the map is wrong, and there's more green to it than we know. So I don't know if that's true or not, but it's interesting that it could possibly be an inaccurate informational book. Moving on to contemporary fiction, and like I said, as soon as I click on something else, I have to hit more again. Apple Crush, it was alright. Smile, now this I can say was one of my least favorites. It was, I don't know, I just didn't like the main character. I felt for her when she fell down and she busted her teeth, but well, I think she was in middle school going on high school, and she was just so boy crazy. She liked one boy one minute, and then she liked another boy another minute, and when she liked the new boy, she was mean to the first boy she liked. Kind of broke my heart. She was just kind of a mean, not mean on purpose, but just very fickle and very concerned about her looks and concerned about popularity. And she just, but I guess that's part of being a teenager or a preteen. But yeah, she just wasn't a likable character. Junie B. Jones, I really liked. I like the art a lot. I think the artist does a good job, and I like that they use the same artist consistently. Like there's over 30 books for Junie B. Jones. Um, they start off pretty small, but then they get pretty big in terms of number of pages. I think they get a little bit more complicated as time goes on. But it's always the same artist, and I like that. So the art's always consistent. Um, this was an easy read, very cute. And the author does a pretty good job of emulating the speech of a kid her age. Not perfectly, you could tell it was an adult that wrote it, but she does a pretty decent job. But yeah, this was one of my favorites, the Junie B. Jones series, and I would love to have this in a library corner of a classroom. I would love to have it. And I notice a lot of classrooms these days have a. Oh, I've gone over 2 minutes already. Wow, that was fast. I gotta go faster than the first populations. Although this was cool, this was interesting. There's so many words I had never seen before. I like that there was a glossary at the end, so it wasn't just words thrown at me that I'd never heard of before. And I like the art a lot. It looked like it was colored by. It looks like it was done by colored pencil, so that was really cool. A Cat's Tale was an interesting take on horoscopes, not horoscopes, the zodiac. The story of how the zodiac was created or how the animals are chosen, it's pretty well known, but this was from the perspective of a cat that didn't make it to the zodiac sign. I don't think it made it to the, I can't remember that last part. But it was interesting, and the art it looked like watercolor, but kind of wet watercolors. The art was in the middle for me, but the story was an interesting take, and it is a Chinese story. Fantasy. I got all manga. It's all stuff I read before and that I love. Um, Dandadan and Chainsaw Man are both newer manga in the last 4 years. And this one, Hellsing, even though it says 2023, this is for the second printing of the original volume. The original volume was I think I want to say early 2000s, like 2001, 2002, about vampires, and this one's about demons, and this one's about also demons. And easily, these are also my top favorite reads at the moment. This one ended a long time ago. These two are still going, and they're both phenomenal. I'm going on way too long. I'm sorry. Thriller Monkey, I get until the very end. The ending kind of bugged me. It was inconclusive. It just no resolution. Um, she just throws the monkey just throws the turtle in the ocean, and the turtle just kind of swims away. He's like, I can swim, jackass. Sorry about that. Stone Soup, very classic. Scary Stories Tell Dark, awesome, amazing. My partner actually owns the entire trilogy, and the art is just the art really makes the story, it really makes the book, and you cannot have Scary Stories Tell Dark without that amazing art. Trying to get to more. Here it is. Historical fiction. This is also a manga. It's about takes place during the Meiji Restoration. So after Westernization started happening, and Japan had that civil war where they were trying to get rid of samurai and become more modern. Great manga, fantastic historical fiction novel. Preacher Chickens, I didn't know who John Lewis was, but I dug the story and the art was really nice. It looked like watercolor, but it was also very photorealistic, really cool. Vincent Van Gogh, I'm trying to go fast because I've gone over 2 minutes. Poetry, I not like any of these. I mean, I'm just no good at rhyming. It was cute. I talked about it a little bit on the one of the modules that we had about evaluating poetry, and I did enjoy it. But these two scattered poems, I hated it. I couldn't tell when a poem started and when it ended. So for the first 20 pages, like, when is this the same poem for 20 pages? And it was just very nonsensical. And this one was just dull. But I mean, I'm not a poetry guy, so it was probably just over my head. And lastly, science fiction. Akira, that's another manga. Great, a lot. Oh, it's a big book. It's about a post-apocalyptic Neo Japan, and there's psychics involved, and a gang. And I'm sure you've seen the movie or heard of the movie. It has an iconic image of a gentleman riding a red bike. And there's like this. I've seen the movie. The book is better. There's so much more in the book, the manga, the graphic novel, than there is the movie. I think it's like 9 volumes. One day I'll finish it. Oh, I actually put the German version. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. Zeta the Space Girl was cute. It reminded me of Amulet, but better. But it had the same issue of boring paneling and mediocre art. But everything got started a lot quicker. Plot started kicking off like page 12, and it got you right into the action. And it had good flow, good. Like I wasn't bored. And Space Cat was so cute. I love the art. It says 2018, but the original version was 1953. So this is just like a published version, I guess. So the art is so adorable, and it's definitely indicative of the time period. And it's just a cute story. A cat sneaks onto a space station by accident, and he gets to go on the moon, and he saves his buddy, and they discover plant life on the moon. Which is pretty rad. I would love to have it in a school library, and I would love to do some assignments, some lessons on some of these. But mostly, I would just want to have them in a school library. Honestly, I would rather have Space Cat in my own personal library, as well as some of this manga that I've read. I would love to have the entire collection in my library one day, if I ever get a bigger room and my partner allows it. Anyways, I was talking pretty fast. Overall thoughts. I didn't know this Google Book thing existed, and I kind of want to use it for my own books. I would love to have like a visual representation of all the books I've ever read, just so I know what I have and what I haven't. To keep track of all that stuff. So I think I might, if I ever get some downtime from school, I think I might try to use it. I kind of like this thing. I wish there was things that were different about it, like I could get rid of all this. But other than that, I like the idea of it. I think it's pretty cool. And now I know it exists, so maybe I can do something with it. And that's the whole thing. Sorry it's so long.